Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of the Capitalize Your Best podcast. My name is Gordon Duncan. I'm the owner of Capitalize Marketing and Consulting. And the podcast here is to help you to grow your revenue. How do we do that? Well, we help you capitalize on what you do best, find that one thing that's distinct about you, help you to grow it so you can grow your business. And I want to say thank you. Last week, we talked about the relationship between your frequency of posting and the growth of your revenue. We had a four quadrant graph that I was working on, and I talked about that a lot last week. Talked about that in my Thursday Capitalize coaching call at 11 a.m. every Thursday. Reach out if you're interested. Talked about that at our Elite End of Month seminar and in the podcast as well. But today, I want to talk about this thing called a brand, and it never goes away. It is important, and even more so now than ever before. More so now than ever before. And I'm not talking about your logo. Yes, a a brand can be your logo, but it's not just that. I'm talking about your personal brand. So let me talk about the importance for this. When we work with our clients in the Capitalize Your Best program, we help them on their business side find that area in which their best can solve someone's problem. We put those together and it helps grow their business. But on their personal side, we help people fashion a personal brand. And we call it a fivefold brand. Five things that are distinct about them that makes it very easy for them to post. And I always share what my fivefold brand is. So my fivefold brand is this: running. You're going to get lots of conversations. You're going to get reels. You're going to get stories about my running journey and my passion. Two, coffee. I'm going to talk about coffee. I own a coffee brand. I go to coffee companies. I love coffee. All my children have been baristas at some point in time. By the way, cheers. Three, I'm going to talk about my family because I'm passionate about Amy and my three girls. And so we do events together. We take pictures together. Those always do really, really well when I post. I'm going to talk about marketing because that is my passion. Marketing, and that's what I'm good at. And then finally, I talk about a little bit of pop culture because I just love movies and music. So, for example, I literally just posted many reviews of movies I just saw. And then last week, I talked about my daughter Meredith and I going to her first metal concert. Those are the five things I talk about. So, running, coffee, my family, marketing, and pop culture. I don't talk about anything else online. Everything I talk about in some way is related to those things. Now, here's the reason. One, very easy for me to talk about those things. I do those things every single day. So it's easy for me to document my day. It's easy for me to create content. I've always got something at hand around those things. Secondly, it makes it a way for people to get to know me before we do business together. I've built my personal brand around it. So people know, oh, that's Gordon. I had a stranger come up to me, or just an acquaintance came up to me and go, hey, how are you doing with Ozzy Osbourne passing away? I don't I don't talk about Ozzy Osbourne, but they know that I'm passionate about music and pop culture. So we sat down, had a conversation about Ozzy Osbourne. They know that about me. So the whole point being is that when you create a personal brand, you always have something to create content about and people get to know you. Now, a personal brand makes you distinct. It helps you stand out. People will say, well, there's nothing special about me. I just like cats and yarning. And I'm like, no, that's it. Your brand is cats and yarning. You know how people do care about that? You've got a pet. People love talking about pets online. And so I'm always encouraging people get to the brand. And part of this, people are unwilling to put that content out there because they don't want to be judged or they fear they're going to be judged. And again, it doesn't matter. If you don't want to talk about your family, great. Don't talk about your family. You decide what it is you want to talk about, but people want to get to know you. And if you're a realtor and you don't post on your personal page, people have no idea who you are. So they've got to find a way to do that. This is true in everything. Coffee companies have to stand out. Realtors have to stand out. Marketers have to stand out in the mass of membership courses, entrepreneur courses, heck, OnlyFans. It doesn't matter. What is it you're distinct about? What is your brand? And if you take time to fashion that brand or work with a company like us where we can create a brand for you and show you how to create content around it, when you do that, you're going to start growing online. Your online presence is going to grow. It's going to attract the people that you should be working with. It's going to repel the people you don't want to work with. And it's simpler. What happens otherwise is people just wake up and they're like, I don't know what to talk about today. Or they just throw some content online. We call that spraying and praying. We don't want that. We want a targeted brand that shows who you are. And again, remember, only 20% of what I'm talking about is business, only 20% is marketing. Otherwise, I'm just sharing who I am throughout the day. And when you do that, when 20% of what you talk about is your business and the other 80% is the brand you build, you start attracting followers, fans, people who listen. Even if people don't run like I do, people talk to me about my running all the time. They're like, I just don't know how you do it. They're not runners, but we're talking about running because it's part of my brand. So, my encouragement to you, create a fivefold brand, stand out, create this distinction who you are. If you need help, please reach out to me, message me, go to capitalizeyourbest.com, set an appointment. We will help you create a personal brand, and it is the game changer that's going to set you apart. So, friends, as always, I like having this conversation every couple of months because it's got to be reminded to you. It's got to be reminded to me. Your brand is what helps you stand out. Let's do that. And I can't wait to see what you create. Thanks, friends. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.